All right, what's up, my brothers and sisters? So today I just want to talk a little bit and I want to dive in with you guys about being able to make decisions as a Christian. Like, that is not the easiest thing, being able to decide. Because I don't know, for me, sometimes I feel like I'm taking like a multiple choice test every time I have to make an answer on something, every time I have to make a decision on something. But it's not just any multiple choice test. It feels like it's a freaking SAT and it's going to decide my fate. Like, it's just not right. I don't think it's okay for us to think like that. I don't know if it's just me, but I think a lot of you guys too, we sometimes get a little bit of indecision. We can't make decisions and it feels a little bit hard, even though we know that Jesus Christ is leading our path, even though we have the opportunity to understand that he is leading us where we need to go. It's still hard to make decisions in the moment because we know it is going to affect us. Because even for myself, the other day, or like a couple weeks ago, actually, I was driving and I'm coming home and I stopped by Little Caesars. I'm passing by it and I'm having to decide if I should get Little Caesars or if I should go home and just eat food. You know, my grandpa was at home and it was the first time I had seen him in a while, but he had some health complications. So I was like, okay, I have to factor that in. I have to factor in the fact of I'm trying to bulk a certain amount. Is this going to get me in my calories? And it's like all these freaking decisions that I'm having to make in the moment is like life or death here. And I'm sitting there and I'm driving right past the drive-thru. I'm right there and I just can't make a decision. I literally stop right there and I can't make a decision. And it was just not a good feeling. It was not a good feeling at all. And I think a lot of us have been in that moment where we're just like, why the hell is it so hard to make this decision? It shouldn't be that hard. So I'm like, you know what, whatever. I'm just going to get pizza. I'm just going to get pizza after like freaking 10 minutes of sitting there thinking about it. So I go and I get into the drive-thru. I order my pizza and I'm sitting out in the parking lot and I'm starting to think like, I don't want to feel that again. I don't want to have to feel like I can't make a decision if it's a split second, because there is going to come a time where it's like going to be a way bigger decision than pizza. So I'm in there in the freaking parking lot and I'm just trying to decide what is it that's going to get me out of that. So I decided to go look up some verses and I start finding these verses, man. I'm putting together this whole freaking system, all this stuff, just because I couldn't make a decision. That's just how my mind works. I don't know why. So I decided to put two verses together that really helped me, and that I was like, okay, I think the next time that I come up to this is really going to help me. Number one, trust in God with all of our understanding. Lean not on our own understanding. So you're not always going to understand stuff, but I'm going to trust God. Secondly, in our hearts, humans make decisions and God is going to, I believe it said, lead our path. In our heart, we make decisions, but God is going to lead us step by step. That's what it said. I don't remember the exact verses that it was, but I did look it up and those were the verses. I could look it up again, but I'm sure that you guys can look it up and you'll be able to find the exact verses. But that's what it is. And for me, those really clicked. It was just like, yeah, I can make a decision in my heart, but God's going to lead my path. God's going to be the one that takes us step by step. And boom, I was like, okay, the next time I'm just going to remember that. It felt so much better to think about it like that, you know? And then I go home and I bring the pizza home, because my main decision that was hard was like, I don't know if everybody's gonna want to eat the pizza. Is it gonna be okay? Or should I just eat at home because like I'm not gonna waste money on getting all this pizza for everybody? I don't know. I mean, it was just thinking about stuff for no reason. But I get home and I bring the pizza, all for my grandpa some. He loves it. Everybody eating the pizza. And it's like, what was I making a big deal about it for? There's no reason for that. And that right there just kind of told me like, you know, next time you're up in one of these decisions, don't think about it so much. And ever since then, ever since I made that framework, I feel like every decision I made, I've been able to think through that. If it's a tough decision, I can think through that. I can make the decision and I can like not think about it no more. But here's the thing. Here's another way of thinking about it too, or another way that really helped me too, if you guys are dealing with this. I was watching this TV show called Pantheon. I think yesterday I was watching this episode, and there's a scene, it's about AI and stuff, but then all of a sudden they start talking about faith. They start talking about faith and they start talking about this stuff. And one of the characters is dealing with like, he is struggling with trying to make his life choices. He doesn't know what to make, like a lot of us. So he goes to this, I guess it's a church, and he's talking to one of the people in the church and he's telling them like, how do we make choices? How do we make our life choices? It's like tough. And basically the guy tells him, God can see all of time. God can see all of time all at once. And the hard part for a lot of us Christians is the fact that we have to balance predestination with free choice. But he says that just because God can see all of time doesn't mean that our choices don't affect what we do day by day. So your choices are still important and you do have free will. But then the other character asked him like, how do we know if we're making the right choices? And he said, any choice is the right choice as long as you're willing to embrace it. And that was like, damn, that makes sense, man. Because I think we've all had those moments. I don't know about y'all, but the closer you get to Christ, the more that you start accepting the things that you're doing. Like I remember even my girlfriend had been texting me. I was doing my thing. I was bouncing my basketball. I was practicing just dribbling. I was thinking about stuff, what I normally do. And she starts texting me. You know, sometimes we go back and forth. Sometimes it's just stupid little petty things. Not even real big arguments. I think we were not arguing, but we're talking back and forth about her trying to come over. Should she come over right now? Should she come over tomorrow or the next day? You know, she's being a little bit petty. I think she had a long day at work or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to think about this. This is right after I created that framework. I'm like, I'm not going to think about this. I'm just going to say, like, you know what? I literally flipped a coin. And I was like, whatever it lands on, I'm going to make that decision. I'll be okay with it. I did. It ended up being that she was going to come over tomorrow. I told her that. She probably wasn't going to be the most happy about that, but I was like, whatever. What are you going to do? Ends up being later on in the day, she ends up coming over anyways, because, you see, I didn't have to worry about that decision. It was just like, boom, boom, done. Go on to the next thing. Focus on what I'm doing right now. So for you guys, if you're ever feeling like that, if you're ever feeling like you're in those moments where you just can't make a decision, it's so back and forth, and you just spend like literally hours sometimes overthinking the smallest little thing, just take this framework. Just take this thinking like this. I don't know about you guys. I'm sure that you guys have your own verses, your own way of thinking about it. If you do, please share that with me, because I'm always willing to learn and I'm always willing to add to this framework. But yeah, being able to make those decisions isn't easy, and it's a lot. It's a big freaking waste of time. But let me know, have you guys ever experienced that? Like, what is your experience with that? How do you make your decisions? And overall, how do you feel about making decisions? Like, is it easy for you, or is it something where you are going to be that person that thinks for freaking years about one little small decision over and over? And sometimes it leads into the freaking next days and next days and next days. But I love you guys. Hope this helps a little bit. Let me know how you're doing today. Let me know if you have an amazing day. Let me know if I helped you today, and let me know if you can help me today. If y'all got anything you can share with me, freaking share it. Love you guys. Peace.